What if I told you that the thing making a man attractive isn't always the thing he thinks women are looking at? It's not necessarily the expensive watch. It's not the designer clothes. It's not even the six-pack. In fact, research has found something surprisingly simple. Women can show preferences for male faces that appear healthier. But here's where this gets really interesting. A healthy man doesn't just look different. He can move differently, behave differently, feel differently, and even live differently. And those differences can completely change the impression he makes. Think about two men walking into a room. One looks exhausted, slouches, has no energy, barely talks, and constantly complains. The other isn't necessarily ripped, but he's alert, he's well-groomed, he stands comfortably, he smiles, he has energy, he seems confident, he looks like he takes care of himself. Which man do you think people notice first? And today, we're breaking down 20 reasons why health can influence attraction, including several that have nothing to do with muscles. And stay with me until reason number 17, because that's where this stops being about appearance and starts becoming about the kind of man women may actually want in their life. I'm Dr. Aeina. Let's get into it. 1. Health can show up as energy. Have you ever met someone who looked good, but somehow felt completely lifeless? Now compare that to someone who walks into the room with energy. They're alert, they're engaged, they're interested, they laugh, they participate. That difference matters. Physical activity is associated with better sleep, reduced anxiety, improved physical functioning, and multiple long-term health benefits. And when you feel better physically, you often have more capacity to participate in life. That can change your social presence. A woman isn't necessarily thinking, his cardiovascular fitness must be excellent. She's experiencing the result. Energy. And energy is contagious. Your move, get active. 2. Your posture can change your first impression. Here's a test. Stand in front of a mirror. Let your shoulders collapse. Look down. Take shallow breaths. Now stand naturally. Relax your shoulders. Lift your head. Look forward. Same face, same clothes, different presence. Physical fitness can help support strength and physical function, but posture communicates confidence and comfort. And confidence doesn't mean acting arrogant. It means looking like you're comfortable occupying your own space. You don't need to dominate a room. You just need to stop looking like you're apologizing for being there. Stand tall. 3. Healthy habits can signal self-respect. Here's something simple. Clean teeth, fresh breath, clean clothes, good grooming, regular exercise, reasonable nutrition, taking care of your health. None of that requires a Lamborghini. None of it requires a six-figure salary. It communicates something much simpler. I take care of myself. And that can affect how people perceive you. Don't confuse this with perfection. Healthy doesn't mean flawless. Healthy doesn't mean having zero body fat. It's about habits. Respect yourself. 4. Fitness can make you more physically capable. Imagine you're dating someone. She says, "Let's go hiking. Let's walk around downtown. Let's take a trip. Let's spend the day exploring. Can you participate?" Physical activity helps adults maintain muscle function, balance, coordination, and the ability to perform everyday activities. That's attractive for a very practical reason. You can do life together, and that's more important than looking good for 10 seconds in a photograph. Stay capable. 5. Health can build real confidence. Here's what nobody tells you about confidence. Sometimes you don't think your way into confidence. You work your way into it. You make a promise, you keep it. You exercise when you don't feel like it. You improve your food. You sleep better. You become stronger. You accomplish something difficult. Then your brain gets evidence. I can do hard things. That belief can spread into everything else. dating, work, social situations, life. And that's a much stronger confidence than simply saying, I am confident. Keep promises. 6. Better sleep can change your social energy. Have you ever tried having an important conversation after barely sleeping? Everything feels harder. You're impatient, you're distracted, you're tired, you don't want to talk. Physical activity can help improve sleep quality, according to the CDC. And when you're rested, you're more capable of being present. That matters in dating. Because attraction isn't just, what do you look like? It's also, what does it feel like to be around you? Sleep first. 7. Health can support a better mood. Let's be clear. Exercise isn't a replacement for professional mental health care, but physical activity is associated with reduced anxiety and lower risk of depression, along with benefits for overall well-being. And your emotional state affects your relationships. Nobody expects you to be happy every second, but there's a difference between I had a bad day and everyone around me has to suffer because I had a bad day. Emotional regulation matters. Protect peace. 8. Emotional stability beats a six-pack. Imagine two men. One has incredible abs, but becomes jealous over everything. The other has an ordinary body, but communicates calmly, listens, and respects boundaries. Which one sounds more relationship-ready? Exactly. Physical appearance can influence attraction, but attraction doesn't guarantee relationship quality. And research on partner preferences shows that physical attractiveness is relevant for both men and women, while individual preferences and relationship context matter too. So, don't build only your body. Build your emotional skills. Control yourself. 9. Discipline can become attractive. Here's the hidden benefit of fitness. You learn discipline. You don't feel like exercising, you do it anyway. You want to stay up late, you know you need sleep. You want another fast food meal, you make a better choice. Small decisions, repeated thousands of times, and eventually discipline becomes part of your identity. A disciplined man doesn't need to announce, I'm disciplined. His lifestyle demonstrates it. Stay consistent. 10. Health can give you more life to share. Here's an underrated advantage. Healthy habits can give you more opportunities to participate. Sports, travel, walking, outdoor activities, social events, family activities, hobbies. The CDC notes that regular activity can help people function better and maintain independence as they age, and relationships are built through shared experiences. The date, the road trip, the vacation, the random Saturday afternoon. Those memories matter. Live more. Grooming can matter more than expensive clothes. You don't need a $2,000 outfit. You need to look clean. That's different. A well-groomed man wearing simple clothes can make a stronger first impression than someone wearing expensive clothes with poor hygiene. Take care of your teeth, hair, skin, nails, clothes, smell. These details are easy to overlook because they're not dramatic, but attraction is often built from dozens of small signals. Look sharp. A healthy face can be perceived differently. Now we're getting into the research. Researchers have studied whether women prefer male faces that appear healthier. One study found that women generally preferred male faces manipulated to show greater apparent health. Another study examined facial traits associated with perceived health and attractiveness, including symmetry, facial structure, and adiposity. But here's the important part. This doesn't mean all women want the same face. They don't. Human attraction is complicated. The point is simply that visible cues of health can influence perception. And that's why taking care of your health can affect more than your doctor's report. It can affect how you present yourself. Healthy shows. Fitness can change how clothes fit. You don't need designer clothes. Sometimes you simply need clothes that fit the body you have. When you become stronger or change your body composition, your clothing may sit differently. Shoulders, chest, waist, posture, movement, and suddenly a basic t-shirt can look completely different. The secret isn't always buying better clothes. Sometimes it's building a body that makes ordinary clothes look better. Fit matters. Health can make you more adventurous. Imagine someone says, "Let's go to the beach, let's hike, let's explore, let's travel, let's try something new." A healthy lifestyle doesn't guarantee you'll love adventure, but being physically capable can give you more options, and options create experiences. Experiences create stories. Stories create connection. That is one reason health can indirectly influence attraction, not because someone is inspecting your muscles, but because you're actually living. Say yes. Healthy aging can change the entire game. This one matters especially if you're over 40, 50, 60, or beyond. Your goal shouldn't be to look 25 forever. That's impossible. Your goal should be to remain capable. Can you walk? Can you climb stairs? Can you travel? Can you carry things? Can you get up from the floor? Can you play with your grandchildren? Physical activity supports healthy aging, physical function, independence, and bone and muscle health. That's not just attractive, that's freedom. Age strong. Health can signal future thinking. Now we're moving beyond the body. Imagine a man who only thinks about today. Everything is immediate. Food, money, entertainment, sleep. No planning. Now, imagine a man who thinks, what will my life look like in 10 years? He takes care of his health. He works toward goals. He saves. He plans. He invests in himself. That's future-oriented behavior, and long-term relationships require thinking beyond today. Think ahead. 17. Lifestyle compatibility matters. This is the one I told you to wait for. Imagine you're dating someone who works out 5 days a week. You hate exercise. She cooks most meals at home. You want takeout every night. She loves hiking. You hate walking. She goes to bed early. You stay up until 3 a.m. Can the relationship work? Absolutely. But now there are lifestyle differences to negotiate. A recent discussion around the wellness gap in relationships highlights how mismatched health and wellness priorities can create friction, especially when one partner's habits begin dominating shared life. So the goal isn't finding someone identical to you, it's finding someone whose values can coexist with yours. Find alignment. 18. Stop building your life around female validation. This might be the most important psychological shift. Don't exercise because you desperately need women to notice you. Don't eat healthy because you think women owe you attention. Don't become confident because you want validation. Build yourself because your life deserves it. If someone likes you, great. If someone doesn't, you're still building. That's freedom. When your entire identity depends on romantic attention, rejection becomes devastating. But when your life has purpose, rejection becomes information, not destruction. Choose yourself. 20. Presence can be more attractive than perfection. Here's a dating scenario. You're sitting across from a woman. She's talking, but you're thinking, does she like me? Am I attractive enough? Should I say something impressive? Why hasn't she smiled? You're physically there, but mentally you're trapped inside your own head. Now imagine you're comfortable. You listen, you laugh, you ask questions. You aren't performing, you're present. That changes everything. Confidence isn't always about being impressive. Sometimes it's simply being comfortable enough to pay attention. Be present. 21. Character outlives your body. And finally, the most important reason, your body will change, your hair will change, your face will change, your metabolism will change. You will age. Every single person watching this video will age. So what survives? Character. How you treat people, whether you keep your word, whether you respect boundaries, whether you can apologize, whether you're kind when nobody's watching, whether you're emotionally dependable. A six-pack can attract attention, but character determines what happens after the attention. That's why the healthiest version of a man isn't simply muscular. It's a man who is healthy in his body, mind, habits, and relationships. Build character. So, why can healthy men be attractive? Not because every woman wants the same thing, not because muscles guarantee attention, not because being fit makes you better than anyone else, and definitely not because women owe healthy men attraction. It's because health can influence a collection of qualities people often respond to: energy, confidence, grooming, physical capability, emotional stability, discipline, lifestyle, presence, and long-term compatibility. Research gives us pieces of this picture. Studies have found preferences for apparent health in male faces, while broader attraction research shows physical attractiveness matters for both sexes and that individual differences are substantial. But here's the bigger lesson. Don't become healthy just to become desirable. Become healthy because you want more life, more energy, more years, more experiences, more confidence, more independence, more time with people you love, more ability to do the things you enjoy. Because eventually, the goal isn't to have everyone look at you. The goal is to be able to look at yourself and say, I took care of this life. That's the real win. If this video changed the way you think about attraction, don't just leave. Subscribe now, because on this channel, we're going beyond surface level advice. We're talking about men's health, confidence, aging, relationships, fitness, and the habits that can actually change your life. And I want to know one thing from you. What's more attractive in a man? Fitness, confidence, or character? Write just one word in the comments: fitness, confidence, or character. I'll be reading the comments. And if this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. I'm Dr. Aeina. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, and never forget, the most attractive version of you isn't the perfect version. It's the version that keeps improving. See you in the next video.